Hi, it's Bill Bannister for Underground Memphis. We are at a very, very historic place, 706 Union Avenue. This is the birthplace of rock and roll, Sun Studios. Through these doors walk some of the most famous people in the world. Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins. The list just goes on and on and on and on and on. Roy Orbison walked through these doors, made some of the best music in the world, and changed the face of music worldwide. It all happened right here at Sun Studios at 706 Union Avenue in Memphis. We're going to go inside and see where the birthplace of rock and roll came together here at Sun Studios. Let's go inside. We're here in the belly of the birthplace of rock and roll, Sun Studios, here on Union Avenue in Memphis. I'm here with Jamie Scott. Jamie, how are you? Thank you so much for, I'm great. Thank you so much for showing us around. This is a lot of history went on here in this building.
Absolutely. We're talking 50 plus years of music history, rock and roll. This is the birth of it right here.
When you think of Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and of course Elvis, right. This is where it all started.
Right here.
You know, when I first moved to Memphis, I went to work for Mr. Sam Phillips, who was originally the owner and I guess head producer here
right.
at Sun Studios. And I heard a lot of stories about it, but now we get to come in and see for ourselves the inside of Sun Studios and where everything took place. Show us around a little bit, Jamie. I noticed this desk here in the very beginning. I guess we're coming into the lobby.
Right, yeah, this is Marion Keisker's office. She was Sam's secretary for quite a few years here, really helped Sam get this business off the ground. So this is kind of how it would have been set up in the day. So the front doorway there, where Elvis and everybody else would walk through. She was usually over here doing
I love
her
this.
thing.
I love this telephone.
Isn't that nice?
I don't know if you remember this. We had to dial it. Wow. I wonder if Elvis used that phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Let's go into the studio and see what we can see. We're here in the actual studio where all of the great music was made. Literally, the birthplace of rock and roll here at Sun Studios. Jamie, look at all this. This is the original stuff.
This is, well, a lot of this is original for the time period. It's been acquired since we've reopened the studio back in the late 80s. But there are quite a few things that would have been used at the time. The microphone especially, which is pretty important, especially for anybody who comes in to take the tour here at Sun.
Wow.
Yeah, this is original. Sam used this back in the 50s with all those artists, especially all the ones that came in right after Elvis. So anybody from Charlie Rich to Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, you name it, they've used this microphone. So,
I can see it's been knocked around a bit.
It has definitely seen better days, but it's still here with us. So
I think Jerry Lee Lewis might have knocked this microphone around.
You are probably right about that.
Wow, amazing. And there he is right there, the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis, on the wall. Some of the original artists here at Sun Studios. And of course, this was a session of all the big artists.
Right.
And what was that called?
It's called the $1 Million Quartet.
The $1 Million Quartet.
This is definitely the most famous photograph that's ever been taken here at Sun Studio, and probably one of the most famous photos in all of rock history.
Right. A record that was recorded here at Sun Studios sounded like no other. It had a totally unique sound.
Right, and a lot of that, I believe, had to do with really Sam's lack of experience in recording. He didn't really know what he was doing. It was something he learned as he went along. So a lot of this stuff, he got the idea for the acoustic tiles that you see on the ceiling, on the walls, the actual design of it, he got out of a Popular Science magazine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He and Marion put it together themselves. But he just kind of kept going and kept figuring out what worked, what didn't work. And even if it was very raw and unproduced and just really rough, he seemed to gravitate more towards that, something that was, more deep instead of very superficial kind of thing, something that was very polished. He kind of shied away from that sort of thing.
Right.
This is kind of interesting here. It's been around for a while. It was actually used back in '87 when U2 came and did 3 songs for their Rattle and Hum album. So their drummer used this drum set.
So people from all over the world come here to Sun Studios to make records.
Absolutely.
This is really quite an amazing place. I see the guitars along the wall. So these are famous guitars.
Some of them, yeah. Now they're all owned by our engineers here at Sun, but clearly, as you can tell, they've been autographed by all different sorts of people, all different musicians and artists from all walks of life, so to speak. But yeah, they've all seen a lot of history. They've been played by a lot of people.
Amazing, just amazing. They say Nashville is Music City, USA, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland, when actually the crucible of everything took place right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Wow, this is just absolutely amazing, Jamie. And the records, these are the original records that were produced at Sun.
See, this one is That's All Right on RCA Victor label. This is before even Elvis did it. It was Arthur Big Boy Crudup.
No
actually.
kidding.
Yeah.
And a lot of the records produced back in those days for promotional purposes were done in different colors. As you see, that one is red. And
Here we have all of Elvis's Sun singles here on the wall, all in 78s. It's just before they started making that switch to the 45s. So he did 10 songs here. Of course, now it's a little bit more modern, a bit more updated equipment, that sort of thing. But we still have the reel-to-reel capability.
Yeah. This is the actual window where Mr. Sam Phillips would look out onto the studio and see the people who were making music history right here at Sun Studios. Just incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah, so it's definitely seen a lot of history. It's been through a lot of changes, but we're really, really lucky to still have it here standing for everybody to enjoy today.
Here we are in the cafe at Sun Studios, and this is actually the place where the artists would come either before or after recording session and,
That's right.
and have their beverage of choice.
That's right. It's called Taylor's Restaurant.
Wow.
And of course, it's a lot different these days. It's part of our gift shop now. But back in the day, it was a meet and greet, and people would come in and have something to eat. It was actually the only place on the block at the time that had air conditioning. And
No
since they
kidding.
couldn't run air next door because it would hook up the sound, it was always getting really, really hot next door. So they were always coming over here for some relief from the heat.
Yeah.
Now, right where this booth is right now, this is actually where Elvis signed his first contract with Sam on the Sun record label.
Amazing. So I'm sitting here at the booth where Elvis signed his very first contract. This is incredible. This is history, friends. This is real history. Elvis had the misfortune of dying in the 70s with all that horrible fashion, so this kind of stuck as part of his image. How do I look? Now, Jamie, if you wanted to come down and see the studios, you have tours daily, right?
Yes, we are open 7 days a week.
Wow.
We open at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the tours, they run every hour at the bottom half of the hour, and then 5:30 would be the last one for the day. We close up a little after 6.
Fantastic, and I guess you meet people from all over the world.
Oh yeah. This place is quite a draw, so we see all kinds of people from all over.
So you have to speak different languages?
Yeah, a little lacking on different languages, but people understand music. That's the good thing.
Yes,
music
that's
is,
the universal
it
language.
It transcends language, so you may not be able to speak words, but you play Great Balls of Fire and everybody's on board. Everybody's right there with you.
It's amazing because whenever I travel overseas, whenever I say Memphis, people's eyes light up and they say Elvis.
Elvis, that's
right.
right.
The first thing. So we have a common bond with the world. In so many ways, Sun Studios is the center of everything, and more has been done right here to bring people of the world together than any other place and any other thing. I'm talking politics, wars, music is it, and rock and roll was born here at Sun Studios. Jamie, thank you so much for showing us around. Awesome, thank you.
So much.
Here at the birthplace of rock and roll, Sun Studios on Union Avenue. And as the late, great Long John Baldry once said, don't try to lay no bougie-woogie on the king of rock and roll. I'm Bill Bannister on Underground Memphis for WRVR 104.5 The River. Hi, I hope you enjoyed today's feature on Underground Memphis. I've really enjoyed exploring our city for my blog. If you know of a place that we should visit and feature on Underground Memphis, just send me an email to the link below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and thanks for enjoying Underground Memphis with me, Bill Bannister, at WRVR.com.